Sammy Robinson here has assisted almost a third of our goals so far in the league season. Bad news, he's unavailable for the first game today. And what perhaps makes it worse is that today, potentially the first real test in the season, Woking 6th place away from home. I'm scared. They're unbeaten in their last 4. Today's not going to be easy. How is it going, folks? And a warm welcome back to Park to Prem. We're here at Wanderers FC. It feels so good to say we're back as well with another episode today. We started the series yesterday. Amazing support on it. Thank you to each and every one of you that checked it out. Since then, I've played 7 games in the league. It's been a pretty good start. And I'll tell you now, our captain has led by example. Callum Hume, I thought would end up getting a lot of assists this year, given the fact he's our corner taker and free kick taker. So far, though, the goals are what are keeping him head and shoulders above the rest of our team in terms of performance. 5 goals in 8 games, 7.41 rating. We could have a Park to Prem legend in the making. Now, of course, last episode we took on Braintree. Not the most convincing of performances, but Robinson, who of course isn't available for today's game, was the man of the match. He was absolutely superb. And, well, if you're wondering, Jack, how long did the unbeaten home run last? The answer is 1 game. We took on York City. They are directly behind us in the league. They are a very good team in their own right. They scored 2-1 at the end of the first half. Very nice finish, to be fair. Not sure we can blame the goalkeeper. And then another corner. We had an issue against Braintree with corners. This one a little less conventional in the way that York built up the play. It was a fairly even game. Maybe didn't do enough going forward. After that result, though, we did get our first away win in a league game against Maidenhead. A 1-0 win there. And we followed it up with another clean sheet as we beat Ebbsfleet 5-0. Great performance in this one. Finlay Thorndike opening up his account for the club. He now has 3 goals in 8 games. Of course, the centre attack in mid. I'm currently training him to play out on the right-hand side, but with his recent form, I am just wondering if asymmetric is the way to go. A draw against Eastleigh was less than ideal, an unlikely hero in this game as well. Eden Page, I didn't utter his name last episode. He is our left wing-back backup. We brought in Jake Leake, of course, from Hull City. Didn't impress me in his first couple of games, so I thought, you know what? Let's give Eden Page a chance. A man, by the way, has absolutely no concept of left-back. I'm teaching him in his spare time. The man has bags of pace, not a lot else. He's kind of become the starting left-back lately. After that, another 5-goal thriller against Barnet. Hume, with one of the pick of the bunch. I mentioned his goal scoring. He picked out the bottom corner with an effort there from range. That set us on our merry way. And in the end, this was a nice, comfortable result against another fellow London club. Fylde are currently predicted to finish near the bottom. They're in the relegation zone. They won their first game of the year in a game where their goalkeeper got injured. And they still managed to beat us. 9 shots on target, we couldn't score. Most recently, though, we did bounce back. A 3-2 win against Gateshead. The headline news, though, Quamina sent off. The melon is out. It does mean I have no centre-backs outside of those starting in the team for the first match. So far, a relatively good start to the season. We've not had too many tricky games. We lost against York. They're directly behind us in 4th place. Sadly, however, Hartlepool, who were relegated from League 2 last year, have won all their games to start the year. They're already 8 points clear of us, and of course, there's only 1 automatic promotion spot in this division. And you might have spotted it in the bottom right. Sammy Robinson is leading the way with the assists. He's unavailable for today's game. Quamina, of course, suspended as well. It means that Johnson has to move and play right wing back. And then we've had to promote a player from our under-21s, one of 2 players who is in the under-21s, in Chris Ogre here. He's yet to play for us. He makes his debut. He can jump really high. He's inconsistent. He's injury prone. He has no determination whatsoever. Hopefully he has a good debut. Now, today we are doing 2 games. The first of those is against Woking. Their media prediction is 10th, but they're currently up in 6th, breathing right down our necks. And this probably isn't the best omen, but when I was looking at our opposition preview, their left attacking mid is their star man. James Berry, 1 goal, 1 appearance, an 8.0 rating, just joined them on loan from Chesterfield. A very scary player, if I might say so myself. And of course, he's going to be attacking the side of the pitch where, well, without the star man, and Johnson, with respect to him, could be a great wing back. He's only played here a handful of times. I need to see how good he can be here. Now, in terms of the rest of our team, Callum Hume, as I mentioned, has been leading the way with the goal scoring, albeit a few of them have been penalties. Finlay Thorndike's been up there. Joe McGlynn had a really poor start to his time at the club. The vice-captain, our top-earning striker. Every team needs that spearhead at the tip of the attack, and I thought this man would be that man. Started off slowly, but last match against Gateshead, he did pick up 2. So he is going to start today's game. So it has been a pretty good start to the season so far. We find ourselves up in 3rd, although the teams behind us are right behind us and the teams ahead of us are a little way ahead of us. But all we can really do is try and continue to muster up wins. From a tactical point of view, not felt a need to mix things up or tinker with things too much lately. In terms of the actual team that we're deploying, I have been mixing things up a little bit. I feel like we've got a lot of players at a similar level, but in terms of the core of the team, very similar to last time. And here, by the way, is the league table. There is a 4-way tie on 16 points. Meanwhile, Forest Green and Hartlepool are in their own little world. So we need a good performance today. That's, I mean, it's less than ideal. 13 minutes in, Page injured. Our new left back, well, I say our new, he was here last time, but he's become the new starting left back. He could be out a little while. Not good. Jake Leake, I never doubted you. Welcome back to the starting team. At least he's on the bench. Of course, not ideal to get forced into one of our free subs we get to use early. Some people have informed me that in real life, the National League have actually increased the number of subs and subs you can make during a game. I don't have that luxury here, sadly. Now, I'll tell you what, it's a good job we're doing 2 matches today because we are 35 minutes into this game. Nothing has happened. 5 minutes of added time means that the injury could be bad, although they did get an injury of their own. So we'll call it 1-1 in that scoreline. Sadly, it might not be all level here because there's 30 seconds left of the half. They're on the attack. Woking with the ball in the middle. Chickson looking for options. Berry is there, the man who scares me, the man who I know we need to shut down. And I'm going to be honest, that was an atrocious finish at the end of it to end the half. I really thought that was just going to fly into the top corner to compound my misery. It's 0-0 at the break. I'm going to get shouty. We have to do better. I want to say, at least there's like a positive to look at. I'm looking through things here. Genuinely, there are no positives. I mean, we've limited their opportunities, I suppose. Okay, 60 minutes played here. I'm going to change things up. Thorndike has been not good in this game. Neither has Sellers. So you know what? I'm going to make a double change. Pharrell Williams, Onyekun on the left-hand side. Happy to have him here. Hopefully he's going to be able to find the back of the net. He did actually start a game not all that long ago. I am finding that with the team, I'm trying to, give everyone a chance to prove their worth. Players like Page at left-back prove their worth and have come into the team. As for Hagen here, yet to hit the ground running. We'll see what he can do. I'm going to play him as an inside forward on attack. I'm going to keep Williams, I think, as inside forward on support as well. I'm currently on positive. We're away from home, so as much as I want to go more attacking, it could be risking things. But you know what? I feel like this is a game that we could win, and maybe we should win based on the balance of play. We've got a chance here. Is my bravery to go attacking going to be rewarded? Hulme has been our star man. He lays it to Ogre, who I mentioned, making his senior debut today. He puts it in. I put my hands up to celebrate. I'll put them down. McGlynn has missed his mark there. And now they've got a chance. Chickson to Andrews. It is raining here. Is a manager, is a team going to be singing in the rain? The ball played through. Pharrell Williams looks to switch it. Can he pick out Hagen? He can, although I don't know if that was a pass, a shot, or a really bad first touch. Whichever it was awful. And now Woking have the ball on the near side here. Lee bringing it to the byline, crosses it in, and I'll tell you what, both teams have missed sitters today, haven't they? We have a corner. Hulme is over it. He's got a yellow card, but he's been on it a while, the regista. I trust him to remain disciplined. I trust him to put the ball in a dangerous area. Bailey Spencer-Adams, you man-mountain of a man. He finds the back of the net. He gives us the lead. It's not pretty. 14 jumping reach, 14 heading. And it's come up good there. He's just bigger than everyone else. There's 2 players marking him. They can't contain him. He gives us the lead. And then immediately there's a kickoff highlight. Just as I thought, you know what, we've got our noses ahead. I feel good. And now maybe I'm going to regret not immediately taking ourselves off attacking, having got the lead. Gorman plays it forward. Williams back to Rose in goal. Our goalie so far, to be honest, has been very good for us. He's not really put a major foot wrong to the point where I felt like I needed to rotate him or drop him. Of course, there is a little bit of competition in that area. Now that I've said all that, watch him have an absolute howler here. Gorman, Kendall misses again. If Kendall could score, Woking would be 2-1 up here. There's 4 minutes of added time at the end of this game. I'm going to go to cautious to try and kill off this game. If they score now, there will be tears. There's not going to be tears. Well, maybe there will be, but they're tears of joy. We win 1-0. Was it good? No. Was it pretty? No. But Bailey Spencer-Adams, you're beautiful. This man might be our secret. I mean, 2 goals in 9 games. It's not actually that impressive, is it? It's good enough for me. Now what we need to see is Hartlepool and Forest Green dropping points. Hartlepool, Forest Green, what did you do? Oh, they played each other. Hartlepool won. Well, that's just annoying, isn't it? Also, York and Ebbsfleet won as well. So that result really hasn't changed a great deal for us. Page is out for 6 to 7 weeks. The question, who's my third choice left back? Goody. The game is suggesting that Oscar Goburn should be my third choice left back. He's a defensive mid. I'll be honest, he's not even started a game for us. I guess we'll train him to play left back. Welcome, Oscar. I'm acting like he's a new signing. He's been here a while. If I have to play him at left back, things have gone really wrong. If people were wondering about the corner routine I'm actually using a far post routine. Some of you guys will know in past save games I've used a near post corner that's been very good. Probably a bit too good. So mixing things up a little bit here with a far post corner routine. So far though, 2 goals from it. Could be worse. Anyway, that result there was a really good result for us. Hopefully we can follow it up with another good one in just a moment. We're heading to Yeovil. Worth noting that I'm not doing away days with this series. Please don't dislike the video. Yeah, I feel like we've done a fair few away days in England. I kind of want to give them a little bit of a break. I feel like I'd be repeating too many of them. And for those of you wondering, what's an away day? Go watch previous Park to Prems. If you're enjoying this series, I promise you'll enjoy those too. Right, Yeovil's 4 days away. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back in a mo. Please, no more injuries. So game number 2 today, Yeovil. If you're wondering, what are Hartlepool doing? They'll be taking on Sutton in 10th. And as for Forest Green, they've got Solihull at home. I'm really trying to play into the fact that we're somehow rivaling the 2 teams at the top. They're a little far ahead of us, I feel like, right now. I mean, at least Forest Green are a little closer, I suppose. Now, good news, the 2 defenders that were suspended for the last game are back. They're not so good news. Morgan Williams, who's played 8 of our league games at centre-back, is on loan from Yeovil. He's not allowed to play against his parent club. So he's unavailable for today's game. And I don't know if that's perhaps a reflection of the true level of our players. The fact that I'm loaning Yeovil's backup players to players starting centre-backs for us. We've had a good start here at the club. But truthfully, I do feel like we are overperforming a little bit. In that last game against Woking, we did get away with it. Let's be completely real. There's players that definitely have to step up. Joe McGlynn missed some big chances in that last game. And elsewhere, a man who's been very, very quiet is Sellers. He scored in the first episode, and I thought, he's here, he's arrived, he's going to be our starting left attacking mid. He's done absolutely nothing since. And to be honest, now that I've said all that about him, I've made a decision. Pharrell Williams is going to come in and play out on the left-hand side. I've only given this man 1 start. We'll see if he can do a little better in this one. As for Yeovil, expecting them to play a 4-2-3-1. Interesting to note that McGuckin, who is their best striker, is away on international duty with the Northern Ireland under-21s. So maybe that'll help us slightly. I am going to persist with Rose in goal. I mentioned the fact I can maybe drop him out. He has actually kept 3 clean sheets in 9 games, which is not too bad. Arlo, I do want to give a run of games at some point. I feel like that will come when we start to lose a few. In at the back as well, Robinson returns at right wing back, which makes me happy to see. Leek slotting in at left wing back comes in for Eden Page, who's now going to be out for the foreseeable future. I've already talked about Williams at left attacking mid. I've talked about McGlynn not being up to snuff. There's part of me that wants to swap him out and bring in a different attacker, but there's just not other attackers here. Hagen's the man who I could bring in. He's not exactly been good either. Now, Yeovil started the season with 3 wins in 4 games. Since then, they've not won. So we really should be getting a result here. I'm expecting a more convincing performance at home, playing our brand of football, trying to control the game a little better than we did against Woking. Here is the team. Let's see how we get on. You might have also noticed that Dowling's come in at Segundo Volante for us. This is a midweek game. The fixture schedule to start in the National League is brutal. There's just a degree of rotation that's needed throughout, which I'm trying to manage. Some of that, of course, is being enforced on me due to injuries and suspensions, which makes things maybe a little bit easier. But yeah, I still feel like we're at a point, even kind of almost 10 games in now, where I don't know who my best 11 is. Koike for Yeovil here. Finally, we have a highlight, everyone. We're 28 minutes in. There's been a fair few shots, but only 2 shots on target. Could we make something happen here? Thorndike drifting into the wider area. Has Robinson back from suspension in support. He's going to whip it back post. Pharrell Williams was under it. Cleared away as far as Leek. He drills it across. And that somehow snuck in at the near post nearly. We do have a corner. I mean, we know who this is going for. The number 4 at the back post. The big man on campus. The head honcho. He can't get there, and Dowling shot. I mean, it's speculative to say the very least. Shouting some words of encouragement at the players, green happy smiley faces along the bottom. Is that going to result in anything before half-time? The answer is a resounding no. It's 0-0 here. I mean, today's episode has not really sold you on the brand of football we're trying to play here, has it? Right, I did a team talk that no one reacted to. Let's try and motivate a few of them. Does anyone want to be motivated? Not really, no. Now, to be honest, I think at half-time in this game, I am going to go more attacking. And in possession, I am just going to ask the players to work the ball into the box that little bit more. At the moment, we're having lots of shots, not enough on target. Want us to try and get a little closer to goal and craft out better opportunities. Free kick here. Hulme is over it. He's going to whip it in. It floats up in the air. Johnson was under it. It's cleared away as far as Dowling, who's going to look to keep the play alive. He scored our first ever goal last episode. Could he be instrumental again here? Cutting inside. Dispossessed, it's cleared away, not convincingly. Hulme has acres of space here. Meester, Regista, McGlynn heads it. It's cleared off the line. Hulme is going to try and keep it alive, but somehow we just can't find a way through. And now Yeovil could hit us on the counter. Not like this, Football Manager. Just stop the highlight, please. Thank you. Okay, the game was listening. Corner now for Yeovil. Corners are just not good for us, are they? They are not good for us. Sorry, how's that gone in? How is... The hero of last match has now scored an own goal, and I'm not sure how. Corners. We love them. We hate them. Cooper whips in. It's a floating header. Jarvis heads it. I think he's headed that against the post, and then it's hit my defender on the back and gone in. I don't do this often enough. I just want verification for how this goal actually went in. Cooper whipped it in. Cameraman can't keep up. I mean, I'll be honest, that has not answered my question, has it? I mean, to be fair, it doesn't really matter how it's gone in. The bottom line is, it has gone in. Half an hour left here. Let's change things up. Pharrell Williams' 6.2 rating has been really, really poor in this one. I'm going to bring in Harrop, but I'm actually going to try playing him in the middle. I'm going to go with the double centre attacking mid setup. Is this desperation? Maybe slightly. Look, based on what we've seen in the two games today, we're not creating anything from open play. We might as well try something a little bit different. On Thorndike here, I'm going to get rid of the hold up ball and stay wider instructions, and actually I'm going to get rid of the mark specific player instruction as well. I want our players to stay narrow here, and in possession, I want us to be looking to force the play through the middle. Hulme, who is absolutely our main man here, is exhausted in this one. I think I've got to take him off. I'm going to bring in Josh Chambers at Regista, a guy who has a little bit of creativity about him. I do still have one more sub, but I'm already changing a fair amount here. Given the fact that there's still half an hour left, we'll save one sub just in case. I might need that one sub immediately, of course, if they were to score another. It's another set piece here. It's whipped in. It's not cleared away. It's in our penalty area. It's bobbling around. And it's 2-0 Yeovil. And it's not going to plan. Now, granted, I've made tactical changes and we've conceded immediately. Given the nature of this goal, what is the nature of this goal? It's ping-ponged around the box and ended up in the top corner. I don't think the changes are to blame. That's what I'm going to tell myself. I mean, I'll be honest, Yeovil have had 2 shots on target. I've sung the praises of Rose, haven't I? I might be dropping him between next episode and this one. The ball's whipped in there by us. It's a shocking ball into the box. We're just struggling to create anything of meaningful note. I mean, we've had 18 shots. We've created stuff. We've got an XG of 1.72. I've not seen any of the highlights. If you think I've edited them out of the video, no, the game's just not showing me them. Presumably because they've all just been crap long shot efforts or blocked efforts that haven't really resulted in anything. And to make things worse now, Yeovil have suddenly got a confidence and swagger about them. Look at this. What is this? Noble with the ball for them, or Nubel. He's definitely not English, is it? He couldn't play for me. It's 3-0. I've lost my head. If you're wondering, how many episodes is it going to be before Jack gets bitter about the fact he can only sign English players and foreign players are doing stuff against him? 2 episodes. That is the third of the game. Right, you know what? That whole work the ball into the box instruction has not worked, has it here? We're 3-0 down. They've got a bloke who can do long throws. What is this? Okay, let's just remain calm. I thought after that last match against Woking, I needed a more entertaining game for the second game today. We needed fireworks. These are not the fireworks I imagined. I mean, there's still time for a comeback, maybe. Dowling through the middle here is bringing it forward. He shoots. I mean, that sums up the day. I mean, McGlynn's on a 6.0. I've talked about saving a sub. I've saved it till the 88th minute. Sellers, have a kick about, mate. It's the first time since I came to Wanderers that we have been absolutely embarrassed in a football match. That own goal, then the follow-up kind of set-piece goal, really damaged morale, didn't it? It really killed the momentum that we had in the game. I mean, to be fair, when you look at this bloody match momentum chart at the bottom, We were the better team. Were the black bars there? I'm still going to tell the players. I'm embarrassed, of course. I mean, morale is a very important thing in Football Manager. We won't lose it off the back of one bad result. We are going to need to start to get some better results. And you know what makes things even worse? Hartlepool bloody lost to Sutton. So that was a chance to close the gap at the top. Now, as much as I'm going on about trying to get out the league this year, and I'd like to be competing at the top because I think that makes for good content, the board expectation this year is a top half finish. So maybe I'm overreacting just a little bit. Nevertheless, that is the first time we have conceded 3 goals in a game. And in the 3 defeats we've had so far this year, we've not scored in any of them. So a little bit of a cause for concern there. Of course, the natural solution would be go sign a striker. Just as a reminder, I have no wage budget and no transfer budget. I did ask the board for more money. They've rejected the wage budget increase twice. It's not ideal. I don't want to overreact too much off the back of 2 not-so-good games. The next game for us is against Boston United, who are bottom of the league, so we almost certainly should be winning that game. I have just noticed, though, Quamina is on international duty, so is Bailey Spencer-Adams. I might not have enough centre-backs for the next match, but you guys don't need to worry about that. I do. Not sure who we're going to be taking on next time out. I'll leave it as a cliffhanger. Come back tomorrow, same time and place as always. If you've enjoyed the video, leave a like. It's me, Jack. I'll chat to you guys next time. I'm out.